Alright, and we're into Macca's Champions Select for the final match of the day before we go into the real OPL, which is MPL. But we're into the banning phase, and already Set and Aphelios have been taken out, so no 1-2 good night for me today. Rumble, Mordekaiser, and Lucian being taken away here by Mammoth.
So pretty standard ban so far. Akali also going to hit the bench. Hasn't been seen. I think Akali is the champion in League of Legends that has 99% presence, has one pick, a win, and everything else is a ban. So maybe overtuned. Although not sure, because we haven't seen it in play. Definitely overbanned.
It's pretty much been Akali since she was reworked, has it not?
Yep.
And the first pick coming out here from Mammoth is going to be Senna, being locked in here.
And instant, it's going to be Syndra, Jarvan locked in. Now I have a sneaking suspicion, Fish. Decoy played a lot of Spawn in-houses over the summer. And he subbed for mid a lot. But his one rule was, if I have to sub for mid, because all the mid laners were in Korea, you can't ban Syndra. You have to leave Syndra up. So I am 99.9% sure that that is a Syndra 80 carry for Decoy.
What do you think of Mages going to the bottom lane still? Because it's been quite a few seasons since the switch up with Yasuo's, Mages, Bruisers sometimes, bot side of the map.
Yeah.
Still think it works?
Yep, think it works good. Actually, when I was at Worlds, I would play a lot of duo tanks bottom lane with Jat. We would play like Sion, Ornn and stuff, and I think that's good as well.
Bring back Jarvan and Leona bottom lane. That was fun to watch. But we'll have to see where the Syndra goes for the Dire Wolves. For the side of Mammoth is going to be Braum locked in with Gragas. So that's not Senna spot. That should be Senna 80 carry.
It is going to be Senna 80 carry. Has a plus 4% win rate. So Senna 80 carry is definitely the way to go. And it's going to be an MF picked up. So Decoy is going to be playing MF, and it's going to be Shock on the Syndra. I am shocked.
Misfortune support?
Or when Avant's team got banned, Miru played mid lane and Shock played 80 carry. So maybe Decoy is going to play mid lane Syndra.
I mean, it's happened before.
And Shock is going to play 80 carry Misfortune.
I mean, Udasoft for Dire Wolves way long ago could have potentially just queued up as a top laner and played jungle anyway. So there is always that chance that they're not playing according to the positions that they've locked in here.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Irelia as well as Yasuo being banned out here by Dire Wolves, taking away a couple of strong solo laners, whereas Gangplank, the first ban from Mammoth, some scaling potential being taken off the table here for Chippies.
Yeah, if they're going to continue to hit Chippies, you would expect something like the Camille to go, but they're not going to. Instead, they get rid of the last ingredient of the hot pot. Is that what you called it, the hot pot? Jarvan, Leona, as well as Misfortune?
No, I did not. Who's called it the hot pot?
That's what the LPL calls it, the hot pot. The Malashangwo.
Malashangwo, yes. Spicy hot pot.
It's going to be a Bard instead.
Yeah, Rusty's going to be pretty excited about that one. Cupcake should be picking that up in the bottom lane, so that pretty much signals that Syndra will be heading into the mid lane. Shock should be picking that up. Decoy picking up Misfortune in the bottom side instead. So Chippy does get last pick here for Dire Wolves.
This is a very interesting team comp. Bard as well as Jarvan Syndra. Huh.
Whereas Mammoth here have gone for as many ways possible to disrupt the Dire Wolves lineup. Poppy's now got the hammer, Gragas going to knock him aside, and a big shield available for Braum.
I actually really like the Mammoth lineup. I think that Poppy is one of the few tanks that has a really good laning phase, so if you are worried that Kweku is going to get a little bit abused by Chippies up there, taking something like a Poppy makes a lot of sense. I used to play Poppy into things like Jace and stuff because of that exact fact. So really looking forward to seeing how they're able to bring this together. But it's going to be a Fiora.
Fiora going to top lane here for Chippies to try and take down Poppy in that one-on-one. You don't think Mammoth don't have enough sustained damage over time here? Because it's only really LeBlanc and Senna here that has pretty good DPS.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that when it comes to the DPS, not really all that much of a worry because there's no real tank threat, right, coming across from the Dire Wolves lineup. So Senna's going to be able to nearly two-shot anyone at 3 items. Also has that infinite scaling. So, yeah, I think that they've got enough damage there. I wouldn't be all that worried about that. I'm worried about the split put threat now coming out of Chippies, however. Someone's going to have to be able to deal with that in the side lane. And no shenanigans at all. They're just going to play a standard 80 carry for Decoy.
Standard pickups here. Lots of swaps coming in with Cupcake stepping back into his previous position of a support player. Decoy subbing into the bottom lane as the AD carry here. Mammoth taking on Dire Wolves, the final match of today before we head into Nick Plays League. My favourite segment of the OPL, by the way.
Is that really your favorite segment of the OPL?
I think it is the best thing the OPL has added ever.
Interesting.
Since the OPL show, that was still #1. Still the best.
Very interesting.
Ping Dynasty for life. Sorry, Nick. That's why I didn't get invited to the wedding.
You're more of a fan of Michael Hing than Nick Boy Richardson.
Yeah, he's invited to the wedding. Hing is.
Michael Hing is? Oh my goodness. That is just betrayal at the highest level.
But before we get into this match, joining us here is Coach Kai. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. You're doing pretty good. What do you think about the champion select so far for this match? Do you think your team got the upper hand going into this?
Yeah, we just went for, picking standard, what we're comfortable on, start the split out, just on what everyone's kind of famous for in a way, besides Decoy, who's obviously off-rolling. So,
very interesting. Now, talk to me about the transition from Avant to Dire Wolves, but with 90% of the Avant team. How did that go for you in the off-season?
Yeah, so it's pretty good. Like, overall, it's something like I'm familiar working with them. As you do as a coach, when you leave a team and whatnot, you can view them from the outside. You see what they're doing wrong. You can see what you did wrong while you were there as well. So, I was able to correct a lot of those things and have a talk to them and be like, guys, this is why we were unsuccessful last year, in my opinion. This is what I want to change for us to be successful. And now also being in a position myself of I can actually do a little bit of what I want instead of having to answer 3 or 4 other people.
Well, without giving too much away, what do you think success is for the Dire Wolves right now? Or what do you think your keys to success would be?
So, obviously the goal would be MSI, and the keys to success are understanding how our new, this bot lane works, using our entire 7-man roster together, and then when the Koreans can come in as well, the same difference. We'll be keeping to changing them. They're on a trial at the moment because seeing as we have different positions now, we have the ability to do this, and it's a very long split. We wanted to trial them and make sure they're okay on stage. That language barrier is not too much, so that I can make the right decision and go, hey, maybe it's not worth, or maybe it is worth.
Well, it's already off to a very interesting start. Best of luck with your match here against Mammoth, and we'll talk to you guys later on.
All right, thank you very much.
That's really interesting because Dire Wolves right now, as I mentioned, are playing Decoy off-roll. Obviously, Cupcake, from what I have heard, is a little bit more of a support staff. He still lives in New Zealand, doesn't live in a gaming house, but he studies. Can come over for, longer periods of time. He is at university, but it's going to be interesting to see whether this is a good change for the organisation. Obviously, organisation, I think, parted ways with Rippy and Curtis, which have been a part of the org since they were founded. They were 2 of the founding members. So it's certainly a new look for this Dire Wolves lineup.
Hey, Rippy was the player I was thinking of. He played on the Dire Wolves as a sub a long time ago. Subbed as a support, but actually played in the jungle instead. As surprise, surprise.
Yep, because he only plays
Because he only plays through the jungle. What do you think of 7-man rosters? A lot of different teams have experimented with this. I mean, look at the LPL back when they were allowed to have 10 players on the roster. A lot of different teams experimented with it.
I hate 7-man rosters.
Why so?
So I think that so many of the players in the OPL are actually quite young, and having a person standing behind them is very detrimental because of how practice goes. So in traditional sport, hold the thought.
Shock's fine. It's just going to be able to waddle his way out of that.
So in traditional sport, when you're doing drills and stuff like that, it's very easy to compare players. But when you're playing something like League of Legends and you scrim against other teams, it's very, very difficult to judge actually what one piece is being successful and what's being unsuccessful and how they're integrating with a team and things like that. And I've never heard someone be able to justify why you need to be able to substitute in League of Legends as opposed to another game. This could be an all-in.
Style taking a bit of damage. Nosuke's going to block out the last remaining bit going on towards Style there, but nicely done by Dire Wolves.
I know Styles pretty well. He was actually the order substitute for 2 years before we picked up Sulu. However, Decoy now in trouble.
Lots of trouble. Ignite comes down just after the heal, so Decoy will have enough hit points to survive through that, but Styled goes forward, picks up first blood. Now Ubisoft looking to try and fight back against this. Styled wants to get the stun down towards Cupcake. Teleports are coming through. Ignite's going to be able to help them pick up the next one. Lived is here. Chippies is down here as well, looking for the chains. Forces a flash out of Fiora. Gets a bit of damage. At the end of the day, though, it's going to be teleports burnt by everyone except for Style for the side of Mammoth.
See whether they can actually get this wave into the turret. That means that Styles is going to lose a lot of CS, but at least won't get frozen on. And really, Kweku is the main beneficiary of that because Chippy's had to burn his flash, and Kweku was able to pick up the entirety of the wave. Ubisoft still level 3 here versus Bass, who's level 4.
Now, Decoy's going to be pretty happy about that. Bass was able to get all that experience in lane. Ubisoft's going to go straight back to the jungle. And as much as Decoy got chunked out right away, straight back to the fountain, he's been able to go back into the lane right away, pick up CS. Is now a full 10 or almost 10 minions ahead of Style.
Yeah,
that will help him get back into it slightly.
And he's a level up as well. Want to talk about Senna a little bit? She kind of has 3 keystones that she does like to take. You see Glacial Augment on your screen right now. You can also go hold thought. It's going to be a bit of a trade in the mid lane. Ubisoft might look for this.
Hit the clone and the real one at the same time. Jumps over. Nice flash from Liv to gets away from that.
Yeah, I mean, was playing with fire a little bit there, Fish. Wouldn't have liked to see him be that far up with the wave pushing back into him. I was going to say Glacial Augment as well as, you know, sometimes you can go Guardian if you're playing in support. Ubisoft once again fighting fast here.
They don't want you to talk about Senna just yet.
No, they don't. And Dark Harvest is the last one, which just gives you a ton more damage if you think it's going to be a very active game.
Good damage from Star there. Not a little bit too far away. What do you think of Senna as an AD carry? Why are people playing that more towards that role when, you know, traditionally designed to be a support?
Yeah, I mean, she always was kind of designed to be both, right? But with Duskblade, she just does ridiculous amounts of damage, has good sustainance to the life. Obviously, you have to build tier as an AD carry, which is a little bit out of the way. She does stack it fairly slowly, but as it's a rush item and you get, you know, stacks for auto attacking, it is okay. But yeah, I just think she has really good utility. Global ultimate, always going to be nice, and does ridiculous amounts of damage.
And it's that basically a role as an AD carry. She's basically a utility AD carry, but instead of someone like Varus who provides all the lockdown, it's protecting the rest of the allies.
Yeah, exactly right. She gets really big shields coming out from the ultimate, as well as, you know, really good amounts of healing. So I just think like she kind of does everything well while still having good damage. Like if this gets to the 3-item point, where Duskblade as well as maybe a Yomu's or something, as that tier item has been stacked, like, Style will nearly 2-hit Decoy.
Well, Style was able to hold on to his teleport, I believe, so when he does go back and pick up that tier, he can start stacking it right away. Easy, just Bromman. Senna just sustaining in that bottom lane. Happy to go toe-to-toe against Decoy. And Cupcake for now, freezing it slightly off of their turret. But it stops them back going into a big fight. Chippies with some good damage. Looking to try and get the last tick over onto Kweku, but he's able to put up the big shield and flash away, getting back to safety against Fiora.
However, that's a little bit of a nightmare for Kweku, because he did have the level advantage, the CS advantage, as well as the fact... Oh, hold the thought.
Fine in the bottom lane as Decoy is trying to get over towards the magical journey, but Bass knocks them both out of it. Cupcake's going to get into it right away. Mammoth will get a quick pick before Cupcake's able to escape.
Yeah, this early game's going really well for Mammoth. I mean, that's a great gank coming in from Bass. Going to now be able to hopefully open up the Infernal Dragon for his team as well, as Ubisoft's being chased out. And really, it is Chippy's kind of the last remaining bastion that does have a really sizable lead. Mid lane also, you know, 18 CS going to be there for Shock, so he's doing a nice job. However, it is important to note that Liv teleported away from that lane, so that's not all Shock. And what I was saying is that, you know, Chippy's had to burn his flash. Chippy didn't get as good a recall as Kweku, who went back and was able to pick himself up, obviously, that the Balmy Cinder. Just comes back with a hell of a lot of swords.
He's got 5 of them! Yeah. 5 swords!
Goes back, gets himself a hell of a lot of swords, but certainly had a worse shot. And now, having sent back Kweku, should be in a good position to be able to take over this lane.
Let's see how that lane pans out, because yes, Chippy's still playing a good trade there, but he's not in the lead just yet. Still 20 CS behind Kweku. He's got Ninja Tabbies for himself. You see both have spent all their gold at this point in time. Decoy and Cupcake are going to slowly chip away at this bottom lane outer turret, getting the first plating for themselves. And Shock is still pushing it against Lift here. So Dire Wolves do look like, as you mentioned, Chippy's starting to swing top lane back in his favor. Looking like they're about to hit 3 lanes that are winning.
Yeah, absolutely. However, at the same time, you have to take into account the jungle has got a kill, so that's a winning lane, as well as the fact that Star was able to pick up a kill himself. So even though down in CS is doing quite a nice job, they've also gone for a lane swap. See whether this is going to be matched by the Dire Wolves, because if not, Rift Herald, which we've seen a hell of a lot of priority put on today so far, Fish, is going to be up and available. And you can see Convergence now on this top lane. However, without Misfortune there with the ultimate, it could be quite a difficult fight.
Haven't started it just yet. Lots of pings going over towards Fiora, as the swap did come through from Mammoth. No teleport available for Kweku just yet, none for Chippy. So Mammoth, like you mentioned, do have the numbers advantage in this top side of the map. This swap might net them a free Rift Herald for themselves. No one else is trying to make their way up here just yet. Poppy is still just playing as safe as possible. Mammoth will get the objective advantage. The question now is how they're going to be able to use this Rift Tower for themselves.
And there's no one top lane just yet, so as long as Liv doesn't die here, that name's going to tilt me, they should be able to grab some plates for themselves top as well. So this has been a hugely winning trade for Mammoth. Gold is dead even so far, but they should be able to pick up a couple of plates here if they drop the Rift Herald straight away. They actually decide not to fish, which is really interesting to me because they knew as soon as Fiora showed and Bard was on mid lane that they had so much, you know, time and tempo to be able to go for that play, but instead they just take the safe recalls, get back on Summoner's Rift.
Very passive game in comparison to the rest of the matches we've watched today. 10 minutes in, only 3 kills have been picked up so far, and Gold is dead even. Dire Wolves are still trying to push their advantage on their lanes, and Mammoth swapping top and bottom side could just be a reaction to the fact that Dire Wolves now have 3 lanes that are winning. Looking to try and break up that advantage slightly. As soon as Chippies comes to the bottom lane, Nausicaa as well as Styled have both moved straight back down into the bottom lane, trying to deal with that solo split push threat.
Oh,
Lived almost died.
And that means now 3 members topside. They might look to race here. Kweku is very tanky, however. A lot of damage also that will come across from the Dire Wolves lineup, but they don't have themselves the Rift Herald. So this is going to ultimately be a winning race, you would have to think, for Mammoth. We'll see if they can push maybe even 2 turrets here.
Rift Herald does get dropped down. Recalls are coming out from Jarvan to try and get it into the bottom lane to stop this push. First turret does fall over towards Mammoth. Sara's going to continue to try and
I don't even think they should get the top lane turret right now. So this is going to be another charge. Chippies has to be careful here because members still available. They're going to get another creep wave. And I think as soon as Ubisoft shows here, Kweku can still defend that top lane turret. So that is a turret and a half, but not even half a turret taken so far.
Yeah, Mammoth been very strong with their map rotations so far. The swap to prevent the 3 winning lanes. Chipping away at Rift Herald when they were starting and initiating a swap, and now winning the turret trade. Not just getting first brick, but also denying the first turret topside map for some time, and getting some good damage onto the bottom lane inner turret. Ubisoft in trouble. It's going to get locked down. Flag drags away. High priority skill does get knocked further backward by Gragas. One more attack would be enough. Nausicaa going to get that kill.
That is so many summoner spells used to just take down the jungler. However, Dragon does look like it is going to be the priority. So not a bad move there from the Mammoth lineup. I like the fact that once they committed, they all just did get in there. Of course, they also got Toby's flash as well. And you can see that they really have control of this map. Apart from the mid lane, which is going heavily in Shock's favor, Liv having a little bit of a nightmare game so far. You know, 30-ish CS advantage for the Poppy in the top lane. And obviously the turret's taken for Styled. He's down in a bit of experience and a little bit of CS, but should certainly be up in gold.
Star gets locked down in the mid lane. That's just easy coming out from Shock. You don't really want to step up against a Syndra as an AD carry 12 minutes into the match. It never ends well.
Yep, I think that's a very first statement to make, Fish, and that means that Dragon should be going across to this Dire Wolves lineup. Really well played from Shock. Saw his opportunity to be able to pick up a kill. We mentioned he is the player with a big advantage right now in this game. Needs to make sure he's able to translate it. And that is certainly the first step in being able to do so. Getting rid of Styled's flash, as well as taking him off Summoner's Rift.
Also spawns our first Soul Dragon that is not an ocean. It's the Cloud Dragon. It's going to come up.
Cloudy boy. Cloud Rift sucks. I love all the other rifts. And then you just get these weird speed shrines for Cloud Rift.
Gotta go quick.
Compared to the other ones are so interesting to me. It's going to be a bit of a fight.
Oh, Ubisoft again gets caught out. Now we get a free kill against him.
Change land.
Ooh. Gets away in time. Deepo just walks as far back as possible. How about Ubisoft down? Mammoth can continue pushing for this turret.
I don't think they can. There is just so much wave clear here. Bard's a really good wave clear champion, as well as the fact that Syndra is still really fed. So even though Ubisoft falls, ultimately it doesn't cost them all that much. It's going to be a Rift Scuttler picked up on the top side of the map. You know, another wave of farm denied. But you can see that the Dire Wolves really sticking to the game plan. I expect Chippies to just not move from that side lane whatsoever. And they even to just continue to try and persist with a 4-1. You know, maybe look for some team fight.
Chippy's looking for the fight against Kweku. He's one level behind the Poppy. Gets very good damage over towards Fiora.
Yeah, that Bramble Vest
stop all the healing.
Was just so good because once again, yeah, just stops all the healing. Chippies is going to have to be very wary of the damage that comes out of Kweku right now. You can see the sustain of that Corrupting Potion also being available is big.
Ooh. Even stops him from getting that last minion. Threatens him at the same time. Kweku's having a good game so far. Was able to weather that storm where Chippy started to look a bit stronger, and it's a full 1,000 gold ahead of the Fiora at the moment.
He's going to be able to pick up this turret by himself. That's going to be a big Demolish proc coming across, and this is going to continue to extend the gold lead. This is going to be nearly a 3,000 gold lead for Mammoth. They're only 15 minutes into the game, and they still have another one of those Rift Heralds to be able to pick up. With the side lanes down, they should be able to push them out nice and far and set up for a nice Rift Herald.
They're pinging for exactly that. Brom is pinged on the way over towards the Rift Herald. Just under 30 seconds before it's going to spawn again. Team's going to set up for that. All the outer turrets except for mid lane have been taken down. Good chunks of damage onto the bottom lane inner turret as well.
Cupcake might be caught in rotation here.
No, that's keeping everyone invisible for a second, locking him outside of the magical journey. Welcome back to the OPL, Cupcake. Mammoth missed you.
Yeah, and I mean, that's going to be Decoy having to use the ult, but he's in trouble.
Yeah, forced a flash away as well. Stopped there to throw down the bullet time, just to clear out a wave, and surprise, surprise, Lift was close by.
And this Mammoth lineup is a complete rebuild. Like, when you have a look at who is on this Mammoth team, it is none of the names that we saw last year. You know, Fudge is gone, Harpoon's gone, Babip, as well as Triple, King, and Destiny. They did win the last OPL title, but the new team looking to take it to one of the teams that I know a lot of people were really hyped about in the OPL. This Dire Wolves lineup is 3/5 of Mammoth when they have, Avant when they have Miru playing. Obviously, one of the most explosive teams from the OPL last year. You know, Cupcake has won his fair share of championships, and addition of Decoy once again, and one of those promising Gravitas members. But it's really a rough game so far.
Liv is going to be able to get out of this for now. Good damage, and the fade away Kobe shot from Shock. Going to be able to take him down.
Yeah, that was really well played from Shock again. You know, Ubisoft able to burn both the distortions nice and early on, and then just being able to make sure that he gets maximum damage out of that ultimate. Get as many spears down as possible, Pit. And you can see, he's 40 CS up, he's got 2 solo kills now, has himself the completed items, whereas just components going to be there for Lived. And this game really, I feel like, is in Shock's hand. Like, he has to be able to take over.
Definitely, because it feels like Mammoth has been very patient. The entire match, Lived has been in a lot of trouble. Kweku just takes half his health damage and doesn't really want to go toe-to-toe against Shock anymore. But Lived has been struggling in the mid lane, 50 CS behind, but hasn't been dying. That was his first death in this entire match, despite how much dominance Shock has. Mammoth really been patient, happy to play around their disadvantages and try and group up to find where they're strong. Meanwhile, Shock's just getting stronger and stronger alongside Decoy.
Oh, nice use of the Bard ultimate there to deny the charge. That was an interesting lane deploy for me, because they've sent the LeBlanc to deal with Fiora, when at this stage of the game, that is 100% armor items being picked up for Kweku. So he cannot deal with Syndra at all, Fish. Maybe will not outright die to one combo the same way that Lived currently is, but I feel like Kweku was really starting to bully Chippies around in that 1v1 matchup. So having to swap out of that is certainly detrimental to how well Mammoth have been playing so far.
But like you said, very nice Tempered Fate play coming out from Bard there, able to lock down. The turret takes no damage from the charge, and that turret is still above half its hit points in health. That's going to keep the mid lane safe for Dire Wolves for a little bit longer. They've already lost their top and bottom turrets.
And it's going to be Edge of Night picked up for center here. So very concerned about how strong Shock is. I think it is a fair statement to make. Star goes towards the Spell Shield that is available for the Edge of Night. It's going to be another Dragon pick up as well right now for Mammoth. And they still maintain about 1,000 gold lead.
And if they could deal with Shock, they just look very strong at the moment, but it just feels difficult to see how they're going to be able to deal with Shock. Immobile champion being Syndra, but Mammoth don't quite have a lot of burst to take him down besides Lived, who is struggling at the moment whenever he tries to go toe-to-toe against Syndra. They're looking for a pick in the mid lane in the meantime. Shock tries to throw a couple of shots over the walls. Mammoth forced to rotate around, clear out some of their wards here.
And I think they should be fine dealing with Shock. I mean, when I have a look at the team composition, you've got yourself a Gragas that can get into the back line, as well as that Poppy. And there is good burst damage. AP Gragas does like a ton of damage. You're going to have Styles ultimate to help clean up a kill as well. So I don't think that's the issue. I think that as long as you're in a side lane like this, there's no one that can really match in 1v1 at this stage of the game. and Chippies is just continue to scaling up. I think I was saying it was a 30 CS lead for Kweku. That's down to 10, so he's been able to close that by 20 in the last 4 minutes.
I mean, do you think that Dire Wolves could potentially just say, if we keep doing this until 40 minutes, Chippies just wins the game for us?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a out-and-out 1-3-1 combo or 1-4 combo, and as you can see, Shock has to flash away there. Just so much damage that can come out of Senna's ultimate as well as flanking Bass, so going to be able to get away.
And if you look at Dire Wolves' lineup, it's not like they can't deal with wave clears effectively. Cupcake has the unique ultimate that can make everything invulnerable for a short period of time, be it turrets, opponent waves, opponent champions. Udasoft, Shock, and Decoy have good damage to work with in a wombo combo. Decoy can clear out waves with his ultimate as well. It does buy Chippies a lot of time. He just needs to get to the point where he can split push forever. Ravenous Hydra going to help him out to heal in these 101s, but that's still his first major item. Expensive item, but still only the first one.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think he just needs himself that Trinity Force. That's when Fiora starts winning every split push battle. Not to mention the fact that her Q now hits turrets just means that her ability to take down those objectives is so strong.
Kweku just used his W, so if he steps forward, he's going to die here. Udasoft doesn't get the knock-up. It does force the flash out to Poppy instead.
Yeah, and so now they have to look towards the top side of Summoner's Rift. However, it is very early in the game, so it's not like you can go for Baron. You've stalled out on all of these mid lane sieges, so it is just going to be jungle camps taken away. And meanwhile, that's going to be Chippies picking up a turret for himself. So Dire was really fighting back into this game. They were 3,000 gold down. Now it's only 700. And it is the two primary side lane carries that are getting ahead.
And again, very slow so far in this match. Really, Dire Wolves trying to slow down the tempo of this match. Mammoth really trying to pick and choose where they could force a fight. Mirror Mana's already got upgraded here for Styled, so he's got that spell shield to keep him safe from Edge of Night. Extra damage that will come out from the Mirror Mana and the Mana as well to help him out. Mammoth are just looking to try and lock down some small objectives in the meantime. Red buff going to be taken away here. Style will pick that up.
And they really need to be able to break mid lane turret. That has just been the thorn in their side the entirety of this game. The fact that Cupcake used that ultimate to be able to keep it healthy has been game-changing so far, because now they're just not able to go any further down mid lane. Chippy's also going to find Kweku here.
Stops the recall, pops the ultimate, looks for the fight. Kweku can't do anything about it. Good flash from Chippies. Almost mistimed the riposte there, but Flash gets him away from the ultimate of Poppy and gets the free one-on-one kill.
Yeah, really nicely done from Chippies. I mean, he is now going to find himself up in creeps after this wave pushes back. Gets himself the solo kill after missing out on one earlier on in the game. And I feel like, you know, we said if this game goes for 40 minutes, he's going to be able to carry well. I think that has very significantly lessened in duration. Going towards Trinity Force right now should be able to take over the game in the next couple of minutes.
Does feel like Mammoth have the opportunity to contest the next Dragon, try and get the soul ready for themselves, force a fight. Gets Dire Wolves there right before Chippies becomes a split push monster. Baron's available as well, and they could always look towards it, but Cupcake on Bard always throws a spanner in the side of anything Mammoth wants to do objective-wise. Has the free reset button to throw out at any point in time.
Not to mention Shock's just about to pick up a second item down, which is just a huge deal, right? He's going to be so scary in these team fights. Starlord has to be able to play them perfectly. Decoy takes a lot of damage there.
Just 2 shots from Starlord, and Decoy's at half health.
They've split the map. Dragon is going to be the objective right now that they're focusing on. Lived, however, continuing to go long on Chippy.
Chippies decides to turn around and go for the fight instead. Breaks the chain. Kweku's going to join in as well. Lived down to half health. And now it's 2 people trying to chase out Chippies.
He's gone. That is so frustrating having to deal with Fiora. The amount of damage that came across onto Lived, and they were looking for just, you know, a sneaky play, a free kill before Dragon became up and available. Now that Liv's so low, they have to give this Dragon up. So Soul Point going to stall out Fish. And I don't think they even get a trade on. Although
Cupcake in trouble again, doesn't get into the magical journey. Forced to use his own stopwatch, but Egg is going to flash away. Almost living through this one. Great Tempered Fate on Inautica. Going to be left alive outside of it. Chippies getting into a fight against Quacker inside the Cloud Dragon pit. Bass goes forward, double bobbity bop, going to be pick up 2. Chippies still getting good damage down there. Another stopwatch being burned. Styled is now on the front end of the damage, forced to flash away as well, misses his shot. Decoy goes forward, looking for another shot, slammed into the wall. Here comes Quacker. Rudisoft's in there as well. It's an absolute fiesta right now. Shock's going to join this fight, gets the redemption kills, looking for the triple as well. Just drops the ignite for the free triple. And after a chaotic start, it's Dire Wolves that pick up the finish.
What a mess! What is going on
my.
Summoner's Rift right now? But it is going to be Dire Wolves that are able to pick themselves up the Dragon. They will be able to get mid lane turret as well. But Fish, I just want to watch that again, because Styled missed 3 auto attacks.
Yes.
He autoed the Dragon twice, and then autoed the support as opposed to the AD carry.
Missed some crucial abilities while kiting back and face tanked everything at the end too.
So let's take a look at this, right? So that is a really nice ultimate, stops a lot of the fight. But this re-engage from Bass over the wall does so much damage. And this is where the auto attack hits the Dragon. Then running forward, there it is right there. That is definitely the death of Chippies if he lands that auto attack. Then running forward, wasn't able to take out the auto attack onto the AD carry as well. This was a nice re-engage attempt. They are able to pick up 2 kills, one of them going to Kweku, but Shock's just too strong. Able to corral them into a choke point, pick up a triple kill for himself. And now that Syndra is a huge problem.
It just felt like everything that could go wrong towards the end of that team fight went wrong. But now Dire Wolves are incredibly strong. Trinity Force is complete for Chippies as well, so it's not just Syndra, who is 2.5 items with Void Staff almost ready to go. But you've got to deal with a Swift pushing Fiora, who still has teleport available.
And I feel like this is what Mammoth now need to do. While Dire Wolves sit in the 1-3-1, they need to be able to find themselves a catch. Set themselves up a Baron. That's really the only way you're going to be able to win the game. Obviously, it's really hard if you haven't taken that mid lane turret.
No one's dealing with Chippies just yet. Quacker is on his way down using the blast cones to get closer and closer. It does give Chippies a lot of time to deal with these turrets. Shock trying to chase down 2 players. And Dire was really just creating as much space for themselves as possible.
Very aggressive play coming out of Cupcake here. He's so far forward.
Lived, forced to jump away. Shock throws out the ultimate, doesn't get the kill. Jumps back in. Temper Fate doesn't lock him down. That's a lot of abilities being burnt, so Mammoth might try and fight back here. Ultimate comes out from Gragas, lost the back. Shock at the back of the Baron pit, forced to flash away. But Quack, gets the 1000G shutdown. Locking down a member of the Dire Wolves. That cues Mammoth to start up Baron.
What a great play coming across from Mammoth. They used so much on Liv there, and they weren't able to pick up the kill. Then Bass on Gragas, able to once again get a really great flank. This is teleport coming in from Chippies. Can they win this fight?
Lived in trouble. Good ultimate coming out from Misfortune. Gets bopped straight back towards his side of the map. Quack, who's going to tank this Baron for now. Chippies looking to join this fight. Gets chained up by the tether. Immediately slides into the DMs of Liv. Takes him down. Quack in trouble in the front lines. Cupcake's trying to cut this one back. Big damage. Massive stun coming out. Nausicaa in trouble. Next up is going to be Styled. Absolutely Styled on the triple kill comes out for Chippies. And he wants Baron as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see that the Dire Wolves don't mess around. They're happy to fight the 3v5 just because of how low the members of Mammoth are. They weren't able to coordinate a turn, and Chippy's able to pick up 3 kills on the back end of that fight. Now with Baron, now with a huge Fiora, this game should almost be done.
Yeah, it looked like Mammoth had their saving grace. They were able to try and capitalize on Shock using his ultimate, Unisop using his ultimate, Cupcake using his. But the tables have turned once again. Dire Wolves are in the lead, and here was the second half of that messy fight.
Yeah, so you can see how low Liv is, and not in range of any of these heals. With the Baron still at 5,000 health, it is incredibly healthy. Chippy slides forward, they think there's an opportunity to be able to kill him, but just a really great time flash back over the wall. And that is the stun that turned it, because now Chippy slides back in, gets himself the big heal coming across, second kill picked up instantly, and the Fiora is now huge.
Big call from Chippies as well. The rest of the team didn't want to start that Baron. He called it out. Everyone moved straight back towards it. Fiora has now got a 3rd item for herself.
Yep, Sterix.
Oh my goodness. And Shock's just getting stronger and stronger as well. With Baron buff, Dire Wolves are looking to try and attack the bottom side of the map. Chippies is slowly pushing on the top side. No teleport is available for Fiora. So Dire Wolves do have to be a little bit careful in these 4 and 5s.
And with kind of 2 subs playing, the fact that this game has gone on for 30 minutes is probably to be expected. I'm sure this isn't the lineup that the Dire Wolves would have, 100% been expecting to play. having named Mirror. However, in the mid lane now, Shock in trouble.
Oh, body pop coming out. Bass gonna knock Shock back, not before he gets taken down first. Decoy throws out the ultimate for a short period of time. Noska gonna go forward, doesn't get the knock up he was looking for. Chippy's at the back line with the flank, knocked backwards by Keku. Looking to try and bop them all away, but Chippy's is dominating, stands in the pit and delivers at the same time. Dire Wolves still marching forward. He wants more. Chippy's is happy to take whatever you'd like. He's just gonna lifesteal straight back off of it.
And they can't stop them here. This is such a big creep wave. All their wave clear is gone. And you can see that the Dire Wolves know that. They're just pushing straight down mid lane.
This could be a Nexus match. Bass is down, Kweku is down at the moment. Well, Styled and Noska going to try and do what they can. Just set up for taking down the inhibitor in the mid lane instead. Bottom lane in the turret's gone. Chippy's only has a couple of attacks before top lane in it's going to be taken down. They head straight back towards the Cloud Dragon.
I'm pretty surprised that they stopped it. Kweku was still dead for 20 seconds. And you saw how little damage, how little trouble that Chippy's had taking down those turrets. As soon as he gets into melee range of them, they just fall. Instead, they do the discipline thing. They're now up 7,000 gold. They retreat back to the Dragon. They should have half a push coming out of this Elder. Still, you know, huge items being picked up. That's a Void Staff completed. 3 items there for Decoy as well. Chippy's melee is going to be towards the Death Stance.
That's insane. Dire Wolves are well and truly online now. Dead Man's Plate being picked up by Cupcake as well. Moves fast, slaps him once. Here's the big slap. Oh, that's Liv. Takes a magical journey straight out of there. And Dire Wolves are now just setting up. No more Baron buff available, but they've got 2 stopwatches to boot to. Jarvan and Syndra can now both use 1 each. The Void Staff's going to help Shock out so much. This next team fight has to be looking like it's tilted in Dire Wolves' favor.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think that Mammoth are doing the right thing, right? They're trying to create picks before Dire Wolves get into their setup, but now Liv.
Oh my goodness! A single tap and Liv gets knocked down to half his hit points. Cupcake throws out an ultimate but can't quite find the follow-up. Does give Dire Wolves the room to take down the top lane in the turret. Now all that's left for Mammoth is their base. No neutrals available, so Dire Wolves are going to slowly try to siege up in this lane. Reku tries to get the knock back on towards Chippy's. Chippy just slides forward, gets some more damage for himself.
Chippy's doesn't have many cares right now, Fish. It's going to be another inhibitor turret, most likely going down.
Inhibitor gets knocked down to half his hit point. Hit the turret, Cupcake, come on. Liv is almost dead as well. Chippy just kills the clone in the meantime. Top lane turret's going to go down. Dire Wolves push into the base. Second inhibitor is going to fall. Looks like rinse and repeat time for the Dire Wolves. They lock out Brondo. Noska in trouble. Throws out the ultimate from him as well. Santa knocks 2 players backwards. Bass having a good game so far despite his team's performance in this match. Dire Wolves are still going to try and march on forward. Liv goes in. Udusoft slams the ground. Liv now in trouble after the stopwatch. He's going to fall. Double kill being picked up by Decoy. Throws out the ultimate as well. And Dire Wolves, after a shaky start, looking to close out this game nice and strong.
Yeah, you can see that they're focusing now on the turrets. Maybe a fight.
Pekka's going to go. He gets a double knock up. Takes out 1. Gets the shutdown. Shocks his next target. Can't hit him. Cupcake looking to slap him to death. Udusoft picks up that kill. Styled as the last person left alive here for Mammoth, but maybe not that much longer. Cupcake gets into the pit as well. Chippies get the riposte. That is the ace that comes out for the Dire Wolves. They clap back and Dire Wolves pick up their first win in this split of the OPL.
Really nicely played in the end from the Dire Wolves. I think that the early game was a little bit rocky, but they understood that all they really had to do was stall it out, wait for their side laners to be in an advantageous position. Mammoth, they were able to generate some of the picks, but ultimately they went for 1 too many plays. Dire Wolves were able to capitalize on that collapse and clean up, you know, a 32-minute victory, which with 2 subs, I'm sure they'll be pretty happy with.
And I know you're not a big fan of the 7-man roster, but we spoke to Coach Kai earlier and he said they really want to make this work. And for them to start off the OPL with 2 subs and have a win in the manner they did there, it's impressive for their start for the 7-man roster. Excited to see what the rest of the journey for the Dire Wolves is going to look like, especially when they bring back their full roster for future OPL matches. Outside of Mammoth, though, things were looking pretty good at the start. They were playing very patient, looked pretty methodical against the Dire Wolves, but just started to falter towards the mid to late game.
Yeah, I think the game really turned when Cupcake ultied that turret. Because otherwise, mid lane turret would have been busted open, and they would have been able to start moving into the Dire Wolves jungle and trying to make picks, you know, make the map a little bit smaller. However, Cupcake was able to keep that turret up and available, and that just meant that the mid game stalled out forever and allowed the Dire Wolves to take over.
Really well played coming out from Cupcake, stalling out the game here against Mammoth, who do fall to Dire Wolves' But really enjoyed watching the way Mammoth played the first half of that match. Was methodical, very clean for the squad at the beginning. For now, though, we're going to send it back to the couch and let our analysts take over and tell us what they think about that match.
Rusty, what do you think about that match?
I think that was a match of League of Legends. Depends where you want me to start, really, about that game. There was a couple of positives, there was a couple of weird things.
Let's start with the positives.
Positive, Shock was playing very well.
Yeah.
It was a very good Syndra performance from him. It's one of his staple champions, so not a surprise to see him play well. But he got the CS lead, he got the kills, and he played the team fights well. Shock was a big plus. And Chippies, in a matchup that generally is just bad, ended up doing fine. And that's actually a really big deal, because it's not meant to be in any way fine. So there was a lot of positives in the individuals. I know that this person who has just joined us is going to have a conversation with the other jungler who's upstairs about item builds. But otherwise, the team fights and everything were good.
Yourself, welcome.
Hello.
You specifically wanted to be on the couch.
Okay, coming from last year,
Yep.
we won one game,
Yep.
and I knew I always wanted to be on the couch last year, and I knew of this game, we were going to win this game. I felt like, come on. And I was just like, get me on the couch.
You're like, if this is it,
This is it.
then I want it to be mine.
Yeah. Well, did you see my meme? I made the meme of you all on the casting couch.
That was you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, there you
It's
go.
an honor.
Welcome. The floor is yours. Enjoy the couch.
Thank you. Well, it's nice and comfy, and I don't even know what I'm meant to say. Like, do I talk about the game? What do you want me to talk
No,
about?
we're going to talk about League of Legends on
Like-
this show. No, how did that go? How are you
sponsors?
finding the team? How are the Dire Wolves? Obviously bringing a bit of a different lineup today than what we expected.
Well, yeah, so basically we just wanted to try something new, I guess, we have myself at the office every day. I stream all the time. We have Cupcake, who's there as like a coach. And we're both pretty good at the game. And we thought, we're coming up a new Mammoth lineup. None of them played OPL before, so we're like, let's test, who can play, how can we like hang in the OPL, and we've had a few scrims each, and we just thought, Mammoth being a weaker team, chuck in the two players who haven't played too much, and then, we've got Mir in the back.
Yeah, you've got an angry dad waiting for you. That's what I'll say about that. So my next question was going to be, you have practiced with this team.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have, So you have.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, it turned out well enough for you.
I feel like you know that.
Maybe.
I feel like
maybe
you know
I
that
wanted
I
you to
have.
say that. I shouldn't know. Maybe I watched him script.
There's some weird flirting going on between me. I can't quite understand what's going on. There's a double talk. How are the new Dire Wolves? The team cohesion, the blending, the family bonding. Is it Fast and Furious style?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Like Shock and Chippies, well, all of like the New Zealand boys, like even Cupcake and like Danny's getting around it, or Decoy. They all like, they bring their own. They got their own brotherhood. Like I'm from Sydney, and they like have all these New Zealand memes, and they're all having a good time.
I said this already
Oh.
before. I was like, just get me in there, eh?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even know. Token e-girl. I don't know.
Oi.
just put me in there or something, eh? Just give me a jersey and I'm ready to rock and roll, bro.
You're more than welcome.
Easy. I've got plenty of own Kiwi slang. I'll jump straight in there. I'll be your Kiwi translator.
Train wreck. I love it. Yeah, right. Are you
As
feeling
well as-
any sort of like cultural tensions? Because we certainly are.
No, I'm just getting it out there.
Well, like I am feeling cultural tensions because sometimes I just hear them like, "Oh, Australia, man! Like, what is this country?" Like offhanded comments, and I'm just like leave, leave then, huh?
do you want
like,
from me?
See you, fellas.
Yeah. All right. Well done on the win.
Thanks.
I hope to have you back here many times,
I'll be here sometime.
You'll be here?
I'm not sure which game, but
but you'll be back.
Kyle chucked me in,
Yep.
throw me into the deep end.
I love the confidence. You can stay here as
Maybe
well.
this couch will become yours at some stage. You'll just be coming back for all the interviews.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Well, you can stay here for the rest of the show because we are done for the competitive side of the evening. Let's take a look at the results from today, the first day of OPL 2020. Game number one, Legacy took that one out, as we were kind of expecting, but not as strongly as we potentially were expecting. Game two, Order take the W there. Chiefs take down Pentanet in Pentanet's debut game, and then finally Dire Wolves taking down Mammoth. The day has gone roughly as we expected.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of nice surprises. So Chiefs with the late team fights and everything. Just being aggressive early seems to be a good thing, is what I would take from today's games. It was proven through Avant in their first game against Legacy as well. Just go at them, like give it to them, be aggressive, and it is proof that it does work.
Well, the first day nerves, I assume, have worn off for all the teams involved. They'll be back tomorrow. Let's take a look at the schedule for tomorrow to see who they'll be taking on. Game number 1, Legacy versus Order. It's then Gravitas taking on MAMMOTH Dire Wolves up against Pentiment. And finally, Chiefs versus Avant Gaming. What are we looking forward to tomorrow?
Game 2.
Game 2?
Game 2 is the best game of all time. I'm actually so excited. I can't contain it.
What?
Just the best everything. Like, best players, rank 1 and 2 on the ladder for sure.
Yep.
Like, Gravitas, Mammoth, that's the one to look for.
That's the one to look for?
If you're going to watch one game of League,
Yep.
watch that one.
That's the one. I'm
It's an
excited.
interesting form of sarcasm, but definitely has to go for the first game.
Thank you.
Legacy versus Order, obviously. I mean, I'm going to see Jake on the couch. We're going to see Tim back home. It's going to be fantastic. It's just star-studded rosters, veterans, experts, gamers. Bryce will be here. It's going to be...
I would love if Bryce just stayed for the whole split. Like, he could get progressively demolished.
We'll just put, like, Korean stickers and Korean memes all over
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Let's just
Yeah,
dress
that's
them
nice.
up.
That's nice.
You can take this home and cuddle it tonight.
All right, calm down. Something, though, that you guys can do in between now and tomorrow. Are you a drawer?
I can be.
All right. We've got an anime competition running. So each week there's going to be closing credits for the show. Anime-inspired closing credits. And we're going to start adding your artwork to them. All you need to do is create an original artwork in the anime style, OPL themed, and submit it on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using the hashtag OPL Anime. It's your chance to win a champion skin. Those skins are the Guardian of the Sands skin line, and if you don't have the champion, then you get the champion as well. Those are some nice skins.
Yeah, some nice skins. I was told the Rise is the really nice one.
Is the good one?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I was just told that.
All right.
I can't answer that.
We'll have to verify that
Sport.
independently. The prizes will be changing throughout the course of the split, so get in now if you want those ones. We already have one submission. I believe we have it. Yes, we do, from Pow Pow Panda. Gravitas, that's Trashly. I mean, that's
fantastic.
awesome.
It's not bad at all.
I don't want to say the bar has been set, because I don't think... there's no way I would ever even reach that bar. Ubisoft?
It's pretty freaking dope, man.
It's amazing, isn't it? So let's just say the high end of the bar has been set, but we'd like to see all your submissions. Please send them in. We'll pick 3 winners every week. And then I said on Twitter that I'm going to pick my favorite one each week and stick it to my ceiling in my bedroom. So your art can watch me sleep. There you go. That's a nice prize for you. A massive thanks to our sponsor, McDonald's. Thanks for hanging out with us today, McDonald's. And we are going to just take a very short break and then head into the MPL. Skimmy, you've done one of these with us. The most iconic play of the MPL with Bryce through the portal.
It was. I mean, it was just the cupcake finale, the showdown, the Bard Bonanza. I'm just trying to think of alliteration, but it's just not really coming to mind right now. But it's going to be cool. Maybe I can try and bring some good luck into this one too.
All right, we will see you guys in a second for MPL. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see you back on the couch, Ubisoft, very soon. Be right back.